So I did it. I finally did it. I finally watched the live action anime of Yu Yu Hakusho, and it was quite possibly the most challenging thing that I've ever had to do in my life. That's what it felt like, because it felt like time stood still as I was watching this show. So for those of you that have not heard of Yu Yu Hakusho, in the anime, it is about a boy named Yusuke Urameshi who was killed in a car accident trying to save a young boy, a child. He dies, becomes a ghost. He meets this Grim Reaper known as Botan. She takes him to the spirit world. She introduces him to Koema, who is the ruler of spirit world. He gives Yusuke a offer to help get his body back. He takes it. Once he has his body, he comes back to the living with superpowers, spirit energy, but he has a title, and he is known as the Spirit Detective. And his job is to kill demons and save the world. But along the way, he makes new friends, becomes stronger, masters his power a lot better. So that's pretty much a quick summary of the show. So how did the live action anime portray the plot and these characters? Was it accurate? So let's start with the plot. The plot in the live action anime has the same concepts, but it's executed differently. So there's only 5 episodes, and it felt rushed. So they took parts of season 1 and parts of season 2 and meshed them together. So it's about this guy named Sakyo, and if you've seen the anime, none of this will be a surprise to you. It's about a guy named Sakyo, or there's this guy named Sakyo, and he's trying to create a hole to the demon world so that demons can pass through it, make their way to the living, and cause havoc. With him, he has Toguro, or in the show, he's known as Toguro, but I'm going to call him Toguro because that's what he is to me. Toguro and his brother, his elder brother. But wait, there's more. Not only is Toguro and his brother with Sakyo, Bui and Karasu are with him as well. So there's no dark tournament. There's not going to be any of the cool characters that you saw in the anime. Although there is a tournament technically, Tarukane is involved in the show. Yusuke, Hiei, and Karama and Kuwabara, they fight Team Toguro on this island. And the piece of shit billionaires make bets on Hiei and Karama and Yusuke. So that's kind of like the tournament of the show. So it's season 1 and season 2 meshed together. So once Yusuke meets Hiei, Karama, and Goki, and in the anime they steal these 3 artifacts. Hiei steals this sword that can give people Jagan eyes and turn them into demons. Karama steals this mirror that grants any wish, but you have to give it your life. And then there's this demon named Goki who has this orb that can suck the souls out of children, and he can pluck the souls out of the orb and eat them. So once he goes after these 3, once he goes after Goki, they fight in this junkyard, and Yusuke ends up killing him with his spirit gun, which looked awful. It looked like just a waste of energy, it looked like someone spilled a cup of water, but except it was spirit energy. I thought his first spirit gun didn't really look great. Once he goes after Karama, he stops him from making his wish because Karama wants to save his mother. She's ill. He stops him inside the hospital, not on top of the roof. And then Hiei takes the sword. Well, it's a little dagger. He gives himself the Jagan eye so he can go after his sister. So he stole the sword, or that artifact, or that little pocket knife, just so he can find his sister Yukina. That's what I mean by like they meshed this shit together. Yusuke goes after Goki, Karama, and Hiei. Hiei steals the artifact so he can save his sister. And then you got Karasu and Toguro and Bui and Toguro's brother. Once Yusuke goes after Hiei, Hiei beats him. So he goes to Genkai's place with Kuwabara, and they train. So the whole thing felt rushed. They probably should have done 10 episodes, which I'm kind of glad that they didn't, because I don't know if I would have been able to finish it. It would have been the hardest 10 episodes to watch ever in the history of my TV watching career. So yeah, that's the plot of the story. Now, the characters. Did they do the characters right? No, they didn't. I did not like the characters. And this is the first live action anime that I've seen ever. I've always thought live action animes were trash, terrible, and I didn't really need to see it to make that assumption. I can just look at the posters or the advertisements, and to me, I just see a bunch of Japanese people playing dress up. Anime shouldn't really be acted out by real human beings. Okay, I think it works best for Marvel and DC because the personalities of the characters are not over the top. In anime, there are a lot of strong personalities. There's a lot of over the top, ridiculous facial expressions. And you can't really copy that. You can't really act that out, in my opinion. It's hard to do. And when you see someone trying to do that, it's just really cringy and it's really uncomfortable to watch. The mannerisms of the characters and how they moved, I didn't think was good either. Like the guy who played Yusuke, he was constantly hunched over. He didn't stand up straight. He was trying to walk tough and walk like he had some swag. It was just, he was doing too much. Okay, Yusuke walked straight with his head up high, his chest out in the anime. In the show, he's walking with his head down and his back hunched. Even when he's fighting, he has his back hunched. It's like, stand up straight. Also, he smokes in the show, and Yusuke never smoked in the anime. He's constantly eating noodles where Keiko works at this noodle shop. In Toguro, he looked like some dude out of the Matrix. I just didn't like it. And the dialogue was uncomfortable as well. Anime in general is cringy, period. There's only maybe 2 or 3 animes that I can think of that I've watched in my entire life that didn't have that cringe factor, where you have the characters constantly going, I believe in myself, and upon this wound, I make a vow that I will never ever be defeated, and I'll show you the power of friendship, and I'll be the best hero ever. Plus ultra, you know, all that corny cornball bullshit. It's bad enough seeing that dialogue when it's animated, but seeing it live action is even worse. And you know how when a guy sees a girl and the camera will pan to the girl's face and the background will get bright and the color will change, it'll turn pink or yellow. So Kuwabara loves Yukina. He's running with Keiko. I mean, no, he runs into Keiko and Yukina as they're trying to escape. He sees Yukina, camera pans in to her face, the background becomes bright. Kuwabara has like this, oh my god, she's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen, I'm so in love look on his face. It was just bad. And it's just, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I think I know a way to where you can make live action animes a lot better, even though I don't think they should exist, period. But I think to make live action animes bearable is that you have to find some Americans. How often do characters in anime look Japanese? Just straight up Japanese. Eren Yeager, does he look Japanese or does he look like a white boy? Armin, Mikasa, John, Reiner, or Reina, Bertolt, Annie, Levi, Hanji. Who's the black chick's name? What's her name? Amir, Krista. I mean, come on. All white people. All white people and a black person. Bakugo, white boy or Japanese kid? White boy. Bakugo, white boy. Midoriya, white boy. Yusuke, white boy. Kuwabara, white boy. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on and on. So I think you need to find some Americans. You got to find some white people. Also, you're going to have to, how should I put this? Tone down the mannerisms of the characters. I think I've said this about 5 times now, but you can't copy a anime character's mannerisms. How he or she moves and the way they stand. But if you tone down the character's personality, then you're not really going to see that character on screen. So that's why I just think you might as well just scrap live action animes altogether. But I did like the fights in the show. I did like the visual effects in the show. I didn't like Yusuke's spirit gun the first time he used it, but after that it got better in my opinion. The fight scenes were very good. I ended up rewinding a couple of them. I had a feeling that they would get that right. And I wouldn't be surprised if fight scenes in other live action animes were pretty good as well. But that's it. That's all I like. Outside of that, everything pretty much sucked. I would definitely go watch the anime because it's a classic and you'll enjoy it a lot more. But yeah, I have to give this a thumbs down. I didn't like the dialogue between the characters. I thought the acting wasn't good. I think white people should play in these live action animes. The story felt rushed. I mean, like Genkai, she didn't really have a full impact like she did in the anime because there's more episodes. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 3 out of 10. Those are my thoughts on this show. Please like and subscribe. That is it. I am out.